What up, y'all? Welcome back. Just at the storage, right? Just doing what I have to do to get what I needed to do done. I always come here in the morning, pull my orders, do my shipping, and then before I go to my part-time job, I drop my orders off at the post office. So that's why you may see me here a lot. You know, it's quiet. I get to focus on what I need to focus on. I don't have any disruptions like the dogs running around and needing attention like that, you know, anything like that. So I like coming here and centering myself sometimes. There's always something that needs to be done. Also, if you guys are liking these videos, just like the video, man. Hit that thumbs up for me, man. Really helps me out. I know you guys hear every YouTuber out there like, comment, share, all that good stuff. But I need to know if you guys are liking what I'm doing, if you guys are liking what I'm putting out there. I know there's a few of you who are always commenting and let me know how I'm doing and stuff like that, sharing your thoughts. And I love that, man. I love interacting. I try and respond to comments almost immediately. This whole YouTube grind kind of reminds me of eBay, because I always have my phone on me, and whenever I get an offer on eBay or a sale, I get notified. So whenever I see one of you guys commenting, I like to tend to it damn near immediately. The type of content that I provide, you know, the type of content that I do, this whole subject of recovery, addiction, this is some life and death stuff, you know. So whenever I see a notification, I have no idea what you're going through, what you guys are going through, or what you're commenting. So I just like doing what I can for you guys. And I appreciate all of you. I appreciate the shout outs. Once again, shout out Birdman. Once again, Chris from Dopiates. You guys are awesome, bro. I appreciate you. I sense some real genuine, what am I trying to say? You guys are awesome. Long story short, I sense some genuine characteristics from you guys, and that is how I like my circle to be. I don't care if I have 1,000 friends. I'd rather have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 solid friends. So I appreciate you guys. So with this video, I want to talk a little bit about my experience with mushroom and acid, psychedelics. I never messed with any of this stuff till I turned like 19, 20. I was dating some girl. A couple different girls around the same time. I mean, not at the same time, but this was like the only time in my life I went from one relationship to another. Other than that, like, I'm cool being single. I'd rather hold out until that right one comes. That's just how I roll. You know, that's how I function. I met this girl when I was like 19. She was working at Best Buy. She lived at some apartments on the north side with a roommate. She liked smoking weed. Her and I started smoking weed a lot. And every once in a while, we'd mess around with like other things, like acid, shrooms, whatever. So I dated her for a little bit. It was a big apartment complex, like a university style complex. A lot of young people getting messed up, people doing a bunch of things, generally starting on Thursdays. So we'd be partying like Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sunday. Party, eat, sleep. That was my life. I was working at a hotel, obviously. So I dated this girl for some time, you know. That's generally when I first started messing around with the psychedelics. Fast forward some time, when her and I break up, I meet this other girl at a party, and it was in the same apartment complex, so it was kind of weird, but the apartment complex was big enough to where I didn't have to see my ex every day. We'll call her Emily, okay? The first time I seen this girl, I knew I had to be a part of her life, and I knew she had to be a part of my life. The bad thing is, she was in a relationship. I'm big on vibes with people, whether I'm talking to you or from afar. The first time we saw each other, I just walked in the apartment and we locked eyes, and the eyes never lie. She was vibing me just like I was vibing her, man. We both knew. During that time, I went to that apartment complex a lot just to see her. She became the main reason for me going out there. I knew she wasn't happy, but she was with this dude either for money or he had some good weed or something like that, right? I knew it wasn't genuine. Me being the fresh kind of guy I am, I guess some would say I'm an asshole, but I do not like to intrude on relationships, nothing like that. If a girl is married, nothing. Like, I've never done anything like this in my life. But at this time, when I was 19 or 20, this one night, went to a party with some friends at that apartment complex. I see her once again. The whole night, every night we met, we just kept looking at each other, man. She was a beautiful girl, unique features, natural beauty. She wore zero makeup. She did not need makeup. I have a thing for natural beauty. I have a thing for white women, white girls. I love white girls. I am full Hispanic, full Mexican. The majority of my relationships have been with white girls. That's just how it is. That's what I attract, and that's what I'm attracted to, brunettes. So that night, I did something I've never done before. That night, as I left, we all said goodbye. I was with one of my homies, one of my good friends at the time. I knew what car she drove. I went to my car with my friend. We got in the car. I had to make a move. It was about time. This guy was a douche. He didn't respect her. Just a fool, man. Just a fool. I wrote a little note. I walked up to her car, put it like in the door handle, so it would, so when she'd get in her car, she'd feel the note. And I forgot what the note said, but my name and number was in there. It was something cool, you know, something cool, and something I knew she would like and appreciate. It wasn't nothing simple. It wasn't nothing raunchy, dirtbaggish, nothing like that. Ultimately, she calls me. We hang out. We start dating. Long story short, she's my girlfriend. Her ex-boyfriend still lived at that apartment complex. We all have the same friend. I began going to the parties with her, and her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, was just out of the picture, you know. He knew he got one-upped. Respectful. I knew that could have backfired, that whole note situation, but it was smooth. It was real smooth. I had to make a move, man. Like, I didn't want to waste that opportunity. So she was something special at the time. Anyway, we start dating. We have a lot of friends, a lot of mutual friends and stuff, hitting different parties in that apartment complex. Eventually, we do the acid a few times, and then we liked doing mushrooms. We did the shrooms at the parties. I really didn't like doing it at the parties because I didn't know everybody there. It just wasn't the right vibe. I've always been the type to, whenever I did that type of stuff, it had to be in nature, or it had to be with like a few people, you know, nothing crazy, just all chill vibes. This one night as time went on, I don't remember the exact situation, but it was just me and my friend, and we left the apartment complex. We were going home. I think I had to take him home or something like that. There was a Jack in the Box around the corner, and I was absolutely lit on the shrooms. So was my friend. We got hungry. We needed some food. So we're in my car. I had a 1996 Dodge Neon, I think. It doesn't matter. We were in my vehicle. We pull up to the drive-thru at Jack in the Box. We order what we're getting, right? We order our food. We pull around to the counter. I'm in the driver's seat. My friend's in the passenger seat. The guy at the drive-thru window opens up, says, "Hey, this is your total." So I pull out a bunch of cash and coins out of my pocket, and I just look at it. I am tripping. I'm looking at it, and it just falls through my fingers onto my lap. At that moment, I forgot how to count. I was so lit, so freaking lit. I forgot how to count. I pick it up again, and I just play with it. Meanwhile, this guy at the counter is watching us like, the hell? You gonna pay for it or what? So I do this a couple times, just looking at the money and the cash and the change falling through my hands. I was like, dude, could you help me out here? He's like, bro, I can't. He's like, I'm too high. He whispers, I'm too high. I look up. The guy had to know something was up, right? I was like, we'll be back. And we just take off. I think we went back to the apartment complex and just stayed in the parking lot for a little bit. I don't remember what happened after that. I don't remember that night. I don't know. All I know is we made it home. You know, I may have passed out at the apartment complex, or I may have went home. I don't remember that night much. But what I do know is when I like doing that stuff, at that time, it used to be in the mountains. I don't know what the message is in this video. Just don't mess around, dude. Don't mess around with any of that stuff. It's not worth it. If you do it responsibly. That's it, man. I pulled Emily. I forgot how to count. I said we'll be back. I never went back. Thankfully, I know how to count now. I remembered. Thanks for listening.